Wyoming Senator John Barrasso shares his memories of the elder Bush. He remembers him as a kind and generous man, saying, "Everyone got a smile, everyone got a handshake." Senator Barrasso is our headliner today. He joins us from Capitol Hill. Your memories, Senator, of President Bush 41, so similar to what Brit Hume just described, a very gregarious and friendly man, but it seems that sometimes that did not translate to the American people at large, and that may be what cost him re-election. Do you agree? And if so, why was that?
Well, it's interesting, and I think it translated very well to anyone he was with in person, but maybe not as well on television. Brett was just talking about that run-up to the war against Saddam Hussein and the troops at Thanksgiving. One of my operating room nurses from Casper, Wyoming, was a soldier on the ground there when President Bush was there on that Thanksgiving. And she said just being with him, you gained confidence because you knew that he was in control, so you were in control. So one-on-one and in person and with groups, with individuals. I saw it when I was with him in Wyoming, in Casper, as well as in Jackson Hole. He was, a man of great courage and great character. But you're absolutely right. It was much better in person than it was sometimes on television.
Speaking of courage and maturity, I mean, an 18-year-old pilot in the U.S. Navy, perhaps the youngest pilot in World War II, shot down and yet went on to, after he was rescued, went on to fly more combat missions. This was a man with nerves of steel.
Well, it really was nerves of steel. And, when they dedicated the ship, the George Herbert Walker Bush ship, I was there for the dedication in Virginia, and they had kind of a current day plane flying by, and the same kind of plane that President Bush had flown in the war flying by, and it just seems so slow and so small and so fragile compared to what the men and women in uniform have today. So the technology has changed, but the courage of President Bush has never been lost, and we've really lost a great leader in President Bush.
We're watching right now as Neil Bush, the president's son, is heading into the funeral home. It's our understanding that he will be there at the hearse as his father's body is placed aboard. John Barrasso, Senator from Wyoming, thanks for sharing your memories of the late president.
Thanks, John.